Hello, and welcome to Roeville's PHCloud tutorial series. Today we will take a look at setting up and managing contracts on PHCloud. The main contract section can be found here on the left-hand menu. Clicking through takes us to the contract summary page where we can see a full list. Search and filter tools are available at the top of the screen to make it easier to find what you're looking for. To create a new contract, we select Add Contract in the top right-hand corner. The initial section allows us to define the customer and the main start and end period. This can always be extended or shortened at a later stage. A PO reference can be added if needed, and if we're happy, we can hit Save and add items. We are now on the contract management page. This area is where we add different contract items or runs, produce invoices, or view contract schedules. Before defining our contracts, we first need to outline any exclusion patterns. These are specific date ranges where the contracts will not take place. With a school contract, this will be school holidays and bank holidays where the school may be closed. These have a dedicated section in the main system settings, but you can also jump to this area from the Add Item screen by clicking Edit Patterns here. We can select Add Exclusion Pattern in the top right and then give our pattern a name. We then build up the required dates where the contract is not required to operate on. Hitting Add will allow us to set up multiple date ranges within the same pattern, as seen here. Once we're happy, we simply hit Save. Navigating back to our contract, we're now all ready to set up the items. You may refer to these as runs. On our contract management screen, we select Add Item, and the first thing to complete is the name. This is normally a specific contract or run reference provided by the customer or referred to internally. We also define the date range for this specific item. Contracts may be made up of various elements that begin and terminate at different dates and times. To the right hand side, we now have to specify the pattern for this item. We have three default options: daily, weekly, or same day of each month. A daily pattern will occur repeatedly for a set interval, i.e. once every day, or once every 5 days, and so on. Weekly is the most common pattern used. It lets us define the days of the week the contract will take place. A school contract, for instance, will most likely be set up in this way, selecting Monday through to Friday. Finally, same day of each month allows us to define an item that always occurs on a specific day of each month. For this example, we'll select a typical weekly pattern. At this stage, we can also select the exclusion pattern we set up a few moments ago. Next up, we set up the movement details themselves. I won't go through how this works in detail, as this is shown clearly in our quotation and booking tutorial, so please refer to this for more information if needed. A basic movement is outlined along with the times. Expanding the additional job information section allows us to define the vehicle type requirement and passenger numbers. If your contracts are normally operated by the same driver and vehicle, you can also set up these default resources here. They are not automatically applied, however there is a speedy tool provided in the diary area to bulk update a large number of jobs and set the default driver and vehicle. This is covered in more detail in our diary tutorial. After adding any required notes or extras and defining the per run price, we can now save the item and return to the main contract section. If we want to check and confirm the contract has been set up correctly, we can jump into the Schedule tab and take a look at a calendar view of the items. Green shows active runs and red shows dates that have been blocked by the exclusion pattern. We can also apply a manual cancellation to a date in the calendar by clicking on it, selecting the reason, stating if there is a cancellation charge, and adding any notes that are required. On confirming, we can now see that manual exclusions are shown in amber. The final element of contracts to show you today relates to invoicing. We're able to do so from the management area of the contract by clicking on the invoice button in the top right hand corner. We are then able to select the cut-off date we wish to invoice up to, and the system will show us how many jobs we have outstanding in that period. If we're happy, we can check the box to invoice all, or alternatively, we can expand the selection to see the exact dates and select or deselect as required. Clicking Create Invoice will then generate a full invoice that can be printed or emailed directly to the customer. And it's as easy as that. With PHCloud, you can set up years' worth of contract runs in a matter of minutes. Hopefully now you're all an expert in everything contract related in PHCloud. Should you require any further help, please don't forget you can drop us an email to support@roeville.com or give one of our friendly team a call on 01302 841 333, pressing option 1 for PHCloud support. Take care and safe travels.